was really shocked, like, what? Is this really happening?
But if I would be sitting in my room and screaming and sounding like a crazy monkey.
But my favorite thing is actually silence.
Ösisvöitsinat seliniek. Ikartujes äärti. Jusisir Trisem Podkāsts.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Soli, and today is a very special episode of the 3M podcast because I am joined by a very talented lady from Finland, a very great multi-instrumentalist with a voice of an angel, Vermilia from the band Vermilia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
So, thanks so much for doing this. And of course, first of all, congrats on the recently released EP called Unfinished Stories. You can give the proper name in Finnish so people know what I'm talking about.
Yes, thank you very much. So it's keskeneräisiä tarinoita.
Yeah, obviously, I can't pronounce that. So, for people just to know how it's translated, it's Unfinished Stories. And I
Yes.
really liked it. I like the fact that each song was kind of different from each other, at least to me. And I wanted to ask you, as an artist, because obviously it's like all this craziness that is happening in the world right now. You released your EP or mini album right in the middle of it. And how would you say all this quarantine and lockdown BS, how did it affect the release of the EP? Do you think that it helped you to reach more people, less people, or didn't affect it at all?
Well, I don't know if it affected this release. I made the songs before this, so I think that I reach like the same amount people as normally. But I think that these songs are like mm, uh, fitting very well to these strategies and like made for this moment.
So, do you mean if I would translate the lyrics, then it would somehow be related to the current situation in the world?
Yes, yes, but I didn't know when I was writing those that these kind of things would happen. But yeah,
All right, that's awesome to know. And yeah, I mean, all of the bigger metal festivals, and I'm sure other festivals in general, are being moved to next year. But we have this small festival in Latvia called Zobens and Lemess, and it really sucked that we didn't have a chance to see you in the beginning of the summer. But I think
yes,
it's one of the few festivals that are actually happening. They have moved it to August, and I heard that Belarusian and Ukrainian bands will have some problems. But what about you? Are you still coming here in August or no?
yes, I'm definitely coming. And it's really great. It's really, really great to be there. And I'm really excited because I felt like really bad that uh, all these festivals didn't happen. So I'm really, really glad that this will happen on August. So
That's really
yes,
great to
I'm
hear.
coming there, and I hope people will come to see all the shows. Can't wait.
So, besides our little festival, are there some other shows or like other mini festivals that are still happening, or we are like one of the kind?
Not this year, but next year. Yes,
But
I
what
will be
about this
in.
year though? Is something
Uh,
still on?
this no, this is the only only show for this year so far. So yeah, this is special. I don't know about like August yet, but I mean, so this is like really special that this
That's
is happening.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I was really looking forward to see your project live, and it was a real bummer that it didn't happen, but like we are very happy that it's still going on. And I'm like, usually I kind of introduce the band by the genre and kind of mention it pretty early in the episode. And like usually on the show, I have this ongoing joke that I am the member of the genre police. I kind of sometimes I kind of hate when people give that stuff too much attention, but sometimes I do that stuff myself. And I'm really
Mhm.
struggling to kind of categorize your band and kind of put it into the like one whole. It's
Mm.
really difficult to do. So how would you yourself say like what is the genre of Vermilia?
It's like epic pagan metal, I would say. This is how I have named it. So I think this subscribes the best my music.
Epic
Pagan
pagan
metal.
metal, okay.
Yes,
Because
because
it's yeah,
I
sorry.
use a lot of like metaphors in my lyrics. I sing a lot about life and I compare nature to life, and I thought that this is the best genre.
Yeah, like there is obviously some elements of black metal, like big
Yes.
atmospherics, like folk music, epic, the
Yes.
pagan metal. Like it's such an interesting mix that it's like difficult to come up with like one concrete name. So okay,
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yes, there is a lot of like influences from folk music and black metal also, but yeah.
yeah, you mentioned the lyrics for a moment, and recently we had the discussion on the podcast about uh, the importance of language in your music. And personally, I kind of have this big respect for maybe smaller bands who choose to sing in their native language and, well, basically not sing in English to like reach more exposure or something like that. So I wanted to ask you why, for you personally, is it so important to sing in Finnish and not, let's say, in English?
Well, first of all, I'm such a better writer in Finnish, and I think that I can express myself much more when I write with my native language. So at this point, I think it's like um, it's important. I can like it's more me than I would make lyrics in English. I think I would say like this. I won't say I would never do lyrics in English, but I think that I can much more like impress myself this way.
I read somewhere that you have done some lyrics in English before. Is that music available somewhere or is that completely like stocked somewhere?
No, no, there's nothing available. I have done a lot of music with what is in my computer, but nothing like to mention about. So I have tried to write in English, but for me it's much better to write in Finnish.
You said that there are a lot of metaphors in your music, and I mean, I haven't really sat down and translated the lyrics, but how do you think if I actually went like let's say Google Translate and put all of your lyrics there, like the meaning would it be lost in the translation, or would I still be able to understand what the songs are about?
Well, I have tried actually to put my lyrics to Google Translator, and I think that you can get the idea from there. So it's not totally wrong what it's translating. So I think that like okay, I'm using like really like metaphors and all that kind of, but I think that main point is coming through if you translate it like that.
But why do you think so many people choose to sing in English? Is it just that exposure or is there something else there?
Well, I think that many people can write in English, and some Finnish people also say that they can write better in English, but that's just something that it's not for me. And of course, more people understand what you're saying, so yes, I understand the point in that, but I like to write in Finnish.
It's kind of interesting. You say like like when people hear the music in English, they can understand what people say. But for me, it's to be honest, it's kind of the other way, and especially when it comes to your band and the first album, especially named I can't pronounce it at
Äkkyt.
Catcut.
Yes.
Yes, I feel like this almost like enchanting feeling when I listen to it because it's so fun to not being able to understand what you're singing about. Like, I kind of get the feeling what the songs are about, but not really. And I can just lie down and listen to it, not understand anything, and just relax the music. And I don't know where I am going with this, but I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about, like, basically in general, when you listen to music yourself, is it important for you to hear English or any other language?
I think it's important that you like feel the music. I don't think that it's that important to understand. Of course, for me, the lyrics are like half of my music. Like I write about like life and death and all kind of things. But I also listen a lot of music that it's I don't understand anything that they're saying, and as you said, it's kind of like relaxing that you don't understand and you can go to your own world and just feel the music and like just imagine something and then your mind makes the rest.
Yeah, it's more genuine. Like, there is this layer almost of mystery and mysticism, not being like able to understand what they're singing about. Like, I really like that myself. So that's
Yeah,
like one of the coolest things about your band, in my opinion.
thank you.
I was in Finland last summer for 2 weeks and was quite exposed to the Finnish language, of course. And I got the feeling, like on the street, when you hear people talking, it almost sounded like they are arguing all the time. Like, it sounded like a very aggressive and abrupt language. But when you are singing, especially those clean vocals, obviously, like, it's almost sounds like a completely different language. Like, it's, as I said, like enchanting, and I don't know how to describe it, but almost sounds like as I said, a different language. Like, how do you manage to do that?
Ah, I actually don't know. Maybe when you hear people speaking Finnish, it's like more like harder and like it's one of the hardest languages in the world. So, but I don't know why it sounds different when I sing. Maybe it's softer,
Mm,
I would say then
yeah, maybe.
somehow.
But on the other hand, like as I mentioned before, when you are singing those clean vocals, like voice of an angel, but then you like immediately turn to a voice of an absolute demon, and like I like always feel
Yes.
like I'm such of a weakling when I hear these cute small girls being able to growl like these possessed demons. So, like, speaking about the growling, like, how and when did you discover it, and did it come to you naturally, or was it something that you had to like force to be able to do?
Well, it was years ago when I learned it. I just wanted to try it and I tried, and then it kind of came naturally. But of course, like I have practiced the technique and all kind of vocal techniques. So I think that it was like pretty easy to do like in the beginning also. So yeah, but it came quite naturally, yes, I would say.
And did you learn that yourself, or was there some person who kind of guided you through the way and told you what to do and what not to do?
No, I learned it by myself, totally. Just tried. And I will tell others also just try. So you will make it happen.
So basically, like, you listen to some bands and kind of try to replicate that sound, or did you try to come up
Yes.
with something completely like original or new?
Well, I just really like, I just wanted to try it because I liked it. I think it's really cool. And I was wondering that could I really do that because my singing voice is like you said, like an angel. So yeah, I just wanted to try it and there I was with my huge voice.
And so, did it happen when you were in school or after school or when you were a kid? I don't know when did it happen.
No, no. I wasn't in school. I was trying to uh, record something, and then I just tried that, and that how I started to learn that. And after that, I studied some more singing techniques and vocal techniques, and learned more. And after that came Vermilia, and I already had that voice when I started Vermilia.
All right, awesome. You know, I kind of was speaking about this before, but I kind of suck at everything. So, let's say if I am trying to play the guitar or learn to play the guitar, of course there is a lack of privacy, so I am surrounded by other people. And let's say that I suck at guitar, like, okay, it's just some dirty distorted noise coming out of the amplifier for half of an hour. People can tolerate this. But if I would be sitting in my room and screaming and sounding like a crazy monkey, then people would kind of, I think, I think there would be a problem. So, uh,
Yes,
so what,
I agree.
where did you practice?
In my home, and thanks to my neighbors, they haven't kicked me out yet.
So it wasn't a problem
So
for them.
yes, yeah, in living rooms. Yes,
Okay.
in my home. I record everything in my home. Like my home is like my studio.
So the
So if
EP
you
and
want,
the first album also recorded there.
yes, yes,
Wow, that's awesome.
everything. Yeah.
I have been like dabbling around this idea of like starting my quote unquote one man project, and I have been kind of messing around with some stuff. And like you really start appreciating these one people projects when you are starting to do this yourself, because of course before that I also had respect, but you don't really know
Mm.
what it takes unless you try that stuff yourself, because it's hard already to be great at one instrument
Yes.
and you just have to worry about that. But when you have to worry about everything, recording and producing and being good at the instruments, like I think it's very unappreciated. And I am always fascinated by that stuff. And I also wanted to ask you, like, why did you decide to work alone? I know that some people don't like to rely on other people. Some people don't like
Mm.
people. Some people just like to
Yeah.
push their own ideas. Like, what was it for you?
Yes. I have a producer in my project, so I'm not completely alone in this. So when I started this, I got this like really strong feeling that I really have to do like music like this. But I'm really bohemian person, so I wanted like some kind of perspective to my music. So I asked this Finnish producer Somnia to join me to this, and this person is like really accurate and I would say strict. So that's what I needed to this because I'm, like I said, really like bohemian. But then like I made songs, and I didn't want like big group to do this with me. Like I wanted to bring my emotions and like uh, just to like I wanted to someone who understands what is this all about. So I think the working went really well, and I am audio engineer from my education, so the recording and mixing was like easy from that side, and then it's easy to make everything in your home and like by yourself, and you can record when you want. That's really important. When I get the feeling, I have to do it like then and not like when I have the studio time. Okay, then I would have to like sing there or play there. So it's better for me to like do it when I really feel like doing it. Then I can get the best emotion there, and like I don't know if I answered your question,
Yeah,
but
absolutely. And so you are
yeah,
an audio engineer by education, right? I
yes,
guess that helps.
it helps really much, and that was the part when part in my life when I like learned a lot from music, and I really learned listening music very differently than before, and I think that was the main part that had helped me with Vermilia and like how to listen music and how you hear everything and how the layers are in music, and it was really like eye-opening experience that school for me.
So is the school in Finland or did you go somewhere abroad?
it, no, it's in Finland.
And like basically you go in there after right after high school, or is I mean, are there?
No 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 I after high school I worked and did did all kind of things, and I graduated same year as I started Vermilia, 2017.
Mm.
And before that, I have studied singing, for example, different kind of singing, vocal techniques, and instruments I have learned like by myself. I started to play flute when I was really young, and my first instrument was violin, but I cannot play that anymore. But I have done a lot of different things that have like brought me to this place where I am right now.
And to go into that audio engineering school, like, are there some prerequisites, or idiots like me can also go there and basically start from scratch?
No, no, there was like almost 400 people who tried to apply there, but only uh, there was 20
Damn.
people. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of difficult to get in, but I was really surprised that they took me. But I'm really, really thankful, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, that sounds really great, and that must make a lot of things easier because I have to watch a YouTube tutorial for every function, like to understand
Yeah,
how everything works.
yes, yeah, but and it's kind of like I don't think that I also have like a lot lot more things to learn. Like I think it was a good start, but I'm not definitely finished. So I have also like things to learn every day.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing when I hear songs from you, and recently we also had Andy from Sir. Like when I hear those like big majestic songs, it's I just can't wrap my mind around the fact that one person thought of this and kind of made it happen. So how do you usually start? Do you write riffs first? Do you lay out the drum parts or the lyrics, or basically how does it work for you?
well, it depends. It's like sometimes I just write lyrics, and then I usually always start with lyrics and melody, the singing melody, and then like adding the things, or then sometimes there might be some riff that is really good, and then starting with that, but not definitely not uh, like starting with drums. I would say that not with them, but lyrics and singing melody. That's usually where I start. And when I write, I usually write the whole text, uh, yeah.
But what about the drums, though? Do you play them yourself or do you program them?
No, no, I don't play the drums myself.
Okay. You mentioned that a big inspiration in your music is nature, obviously. And have you developed this, let's call it a songwriting ritual, where you will go to, let's say, a certain place in nature, do certain things, or something like that?
No, I wouldn't say that I have. I do that. I like to compare life to nature. Like what happens in nature, you can use it as a metaphor for life. I would say like this. Usually, when I write a text, I am looking out the window and like I see the nature from my window. So that's the inspiration comes also, of course, from there. But like what I mean with that when I say my biggest inspiration is nature is like that I can compare it like to life and death, and it's so beautiful in all ways.
Okay, I was thinking that you take your acoustic guitar, drive to a nearby lake, like listen to some birds and stuff, spend the night there
Well,
or something like that.
sometimes it happens, yeah. Sometimes it happens, yeah. But mostly when I write, I just like start to write lyrics and like that.
And when did you start to play the electric guitar?
About maybe 10 years ago.
So at that time you were already listening to metal as well, right?
Yes, I have always listened to metal, but like my main instrument is still, I would say, the vocals. That's the like my main thing that I like to do.
Another interesting thing, you recently did a giveaway for your newest EP, but the most interesting thing that I saw there was that you were also giving away some paintings that you drew yourself, if I understood correctly,
Yes,
right?
yes, there was just one painting. It's simple in my new EP, Keskeneräisiä tarinoita. So I really wanted to like do those paintings and give something nice to my fans. So yeah, and I also have a T-shirt with this swan pitch swan.
So tell me more about this painting stuff. Is that something that you also have been doing for a long time, or is that like just sometimes like one painting a year or something like that?
Well, at the moment I'm also selling these paintings, but no, I'm not doing this as much as music. So yeah, I have like drawing and painting since I was kid, but nothing like I'm not professional at all. So just doing how I feel and trying to get my emotions also to these paintings, just like in my music.
And do you paint that stuff also at your home, or for that you do go somewhere in nature just to capture some images?
Mostly in my home.
All right. So, speaking about more of your musical taste, I don't know why, but for some reason, I get this feeling that, like, right now, metal is not the dominant thing in your playlist. Would that be a correct guess or no?
I listen like all genres and all kind of music, like just how I feel. Like I can listen to classical music or really old Finnish music. I love it. But yeah, I also listen to metal, and like if the song is good, no matter what genre it is, then I like it and listen it. But my favorite thing is actually silence. I like I actually like to be in silence,
Well,
like really much.
that's also good. But how did it
Yes.
really start for you? Was it like going to local shows and seeing the bands, or were these your parents like showed you the music? How did you discover it?
You mean metal or just
Yeah, yeah,
all?
yeah, especially metal.
Uh, I actually don't have an answer to this. I think like it just have something that has came to me during all years, and that's just something that I like. Like I like that's their really real instruments and like good feeling, and like but I still would say that if the song is good, no matter what genre it is.
Yeah, that's completely true.
Yeah, my parents, like I grew up in a very musical family, but we didn't listen metal music when I was a kid. So it didn't come from there. It's something that it's is in me, not in my other family. So I'm like a black sheep of my family.
But in Finland, like I think metal is a pretty big part of the teenage
Yeah,
culture, right?
yes. Yes, it is really big part like in Finland. Like we have a lot of metal festivals, and and like a lot of everything is metal when you come here.
Yeah, like the biggest
Yeah.
festival, I forgot the name, but it was in Helsinki. What was the name of it?
Tuska, Tuska Festival,
Oh, right,
maybe
Tuska. Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
biggest, one of the biggest.
And yeah, I also one interesting thing that I saw was that uh, I saw some pictures of Vermilia tattoos, but I didn't really understand. Was it yours or was this like some fan got
No,
them? So
yeah, I have seen now three fans taking Vermilia tattoo, and it's really cool. Couldn't ever imagine that something like this would happen, but yeah, fans. One is from America, and I don't remember, but yeah, three people.
so how did it feel when you saw that for the first time that someone got your
I was,
band logo
I
on
was,
their body?
I was really shocked. Like, what? Is this really happening? Like every time when you see some fan art or something, like I'm always really like m- mind blown, and I'm like really excited and like really thankful for those people. Like I really don't know how to thank those people. It's it's so great, really awesome.
Have you met any of them in real life?
No, no, not these tattoo guys, but we had a this first show in France in February. So there I met like a lot of fans, and I was really surprised that there was so many people, and it was really cool.
And do you have any tattoos yourself?
I have a note tattoo, but not Vermilia tattoo yet.
Oh, anything band related like other bands?
No, just a note, just
Oh,
cheeky.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty extreme commitment, and like that's kind of respectable because I'm also kind of thinking about that idea, but I don't know. It's a pretty tough choice to make.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
all right, so you mentioned that you have this home studio where you are recording all that stuff. I thought I always like when bands kind of create these mini documentaries and stuff like that. Have you ever thought about it that it would be like pretty cool to documentate your like I don't know next EP or next full length album, like to record some videos of how do you prefer doing stuff and like basically create this mini documentary supporting the next release or something like that.
Well, yeah, I have thought about it. Maybe people would be interested about it, and it would be a cool idea. But I don't know. I'm not that good. Maybe like speaking and with performing with camera. So, but maybe I will do it someday. I'm a bit shy, so yeah. I have actually thought about it. It would be nice. Then people would see how I like do everything. And
Yeah, it's very interesting to see the behind the scenes stuff, and especially as I said, when it comes to these one man projects and or one woman projects, it's I haven't actually I think seen like these kind of documentaries. Usually those are like full like 5 member bands who do that stuff, and it would be really interesting to let us, so to speak, peek behind the curtain to see
yeah, I
how
think so
everything
too.
is made.
Yes, I will think about this.
Awesome. All right, so we usually have this segment where I basically ask you some quick questions. These are not like super complicated questions, like pretty simple, as I said. So your goal is to try and answer them as quickly as possible. Basically,
Oh
the
my god.
first thing that that comes into your mind, just spit it out. It's nothing serious. It's just some simple stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your favorite season of the year?
Autumn.
Can you give us like some kind of a fun fact about Finland, or like some kind of a fact that people who are not from Finland are not aware of?
Fact from Finland. Well, we like to be alone. we we usually don't. Maybe like we can be kind of shy and not speak so much, but yeah, when you get to know us, then it's different. That's first thing that came to my mind.
What was the first metal band that you saw live?
So life, oh my god, I don't even remember.
First concert, maybe
First girl,
like.
uh, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Let's move on. Name like one album that I mean one artwork of an album that you absolutely love.
One album that I love.
Artwork, album artwork,
Album
like
artwork.
cover art. Yes.
Um, Alcest, the new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. There is really cool picture
What is the best thing to do on a hot summer day?
to swim.
What is the best thing to do on a cold, very cold winter day?
To be inside and drink something warm.
This song has been in my head for all day. So your song Poissa, I
Mm,
think it's called. Is
yes,
that correct?
yes,
Poissa.
Poissa.
Uh, can you, in a couple of sentences, describe what the song is about?
Well, the song is called Poissa means gone, so that's like when other people is gone, then one is left.
All right.
Mm.
um, and of course, as usual, your message to everyone who is listening.
My message to everyone is thank you for listening, and I really hope you to come to see my show to Zobens and Lemess, and yeah, cheers from Finland.
So yeah, thank you, Kitos. Thank you so much for doing this, and we are really looking forward to see you in August. And of course, for everyone listening, check out the description box to see Vermilia's Bandcamp Facebook page. Do you have any other pages that you would like to add there?
Well, I have pages in Facebook and Instagram and the Bandcamp.
Okay, we
Yeah,
will add that
yeah.
your Instagram as well. Uh, yeah, basically, as always, thanks for listening. Support the underground, keep listening to Vermilia, and we will see you next time. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.